The magazine insertion and magazine release lever on this gun are not ambidextrous in the same way that the firing selector switch isn't ambidextrous. You'll notice over here, this is the only location with a firing switch. If you were left-handed, your forefinger would actually be resting on the firing switch, which is really not great. Likewise, the only way to get the magazine out of the gun is to push down this small paddle here on the bottom of the grip on the left side. Once you push it down, you'll pull out the magazine. You're actually going to meet some resistance a little ways down. You push it, you let go, it slides, then you meet with some resistance, but you just pull a little bit, it comes right out. If you were left-handed, however, your problem would be is that you were holding the gun with your left hand and you have the magazine release lever right here. There's two problems. One, your pinky finger could easily push down the lever and drop the gun on the ground. Two, it's very difficult. You basically have to switch hands to get the magazine out. So the magazine and fire selector switch are not very left-hand user friendly. The grip itself is made of plastic. Though it does feel very solid, when the magazine is out of the gun, it has a slightly hollow sound to it. It doesn't feel particularly sturdy, but you can sort of squeeze it and move it around and you get no flex. This thing is very well glued together, or it's made with some high quality plastic, and I'm actually very impressed with the quality of this grip considering that it almost feels a bit flimsy upon first glance. Despite the magazine well shortcomings in terms of left-handed people, the front of the gun and the foregrip actually cater a bit more to left-handed users. The front grip of the gun is also made of a similar plastic as the pistol grip here. It doesn't feel very solid, but once again, I've tried squeezing it, twisting it, twerking it. It doesn't make any noise and it doesn't move, so it actually looks pretty solid. In keeping with the sort of utilitarian, militaristic style of the Uzi, there are exposed screw holes on both sides of the foregrip, which sort of add to the appeal of the gun for a lot of users who are looking for sort of an ugly looking but functional gun. Just to mention here, there's a Made in Taiwan sticker that has a bit of a shine to it. That can easily be taken off though. It's not one of those stickers that's going to stay around for forever. It looks like you can sort of easily peel it off in one piece and be done with it. When you fold the stock over to enter sort of the combat mode, I guess you'd say, where you're not looking for accuracy so much as portability, it's actually going to come down here and form a grip for the front of the gun, which is sort of one of the unique features of the Uzi. Now, for me, I'm right-handed, and when I come around to hold this foregrip, I sort of have to wrap my fingers up under the regular grip and around the foregrip, which I find very uncomfortable. I never hold the grip like this. I always sort of rest I have two fingers basically on the front grip and then two fingers on the folded stock. Now, if you were left-handed, I think it actually would be more comfortable because you could just reach over and not bother with the front grip. It's out of the way because it's not perfectly centered, as you can see. It's going to be a little bit off to the side because it's folding. So for lefties, you can actually get a superior grip on the front of the gun, and I think that's really just about the only way that a left-handed user might like this gun more than a right-handed user. The front sight is also adjustable. Rear sight is adjustable for windage. That's more of a hand turn. The front sight is adjustable, but it does require a specialized front sight adjustment tool which comes with the gun. It's just a little nub of metal with 4 posts on it. You fit it over the sight and you twist. You can sort of adjust it in increments. It's not a minor adjustment system. You sort of have to adjust it a quarter turn minimum every time. Attached to the plastic front sight is another swivel stud that can easily accommodate the front end of a sling for any user. Looking forward, you've got the lug for the barrel and the ported barrel that sticks out of the gun. There's 2 ports in it. They're cut in. They're very clean cuts. Looks good. There's a little plastic nub of orange plastic that sort of designates this as an airsoft gun. It could probably be pried off with some pliers after softening up the glue with a hairdryer. This is actually the hop-up adjustment tool in addition. It's interesting. If you turn it clockwise, you're going to be adjusting the hop-up further, and if you turn it counterclockwise, you can hear those little clicks. I'm slowly taking off the hop-up, and the reason that it's making that clicking noise is because this little post right here that can be pushed in is actually meeting with grooved teeth that are on the lug of the barrel. So every time I make a turn to turn off the hop-up a little bit, it's clicking. You can actually take off this lug entirely if you want to, and I don't own it, but I've seen other users that actually own large size silencers or suppressors, and you can pop those right on here and toss them in where the lug was. But for right now, I don't own that piece, so I just keep it normally. As I put the lug back on, you can hear it going over the grooved teeth of that little adjustment lever there. And that's pretty much the externals of the gun. Overall, very strong externally. Not a lot of ugly fake trademarks, some really good real trademarks. And though most of the gun is plastic, actually, outwardly it has the appearance of metal, And even when you go from a metal piece like the top cover to a plastic piece like the middle of the receiver, there's really not much difference. So overall, it's an excellent finish, and the gun looks fantastic externally. Despite being a fantastic gun, both externally in terms of performance and aesthetics, the KWC Uzi has one major problem that's really going to prevent a lot of people from buying it. It shoots insanely hot. In fact, it shoots hotter than most fields are going to allow, sometimes clocking in over 400 FPS with 0.2 gram BBs. Now, there are a couple things you can do about this. One, you can use heavier BBs. These are 0.2s, so I really wouldn't be using this with this gun in an airsoft match because, frankly, somebody could get hurt, and it probably wouldn't be illegal anyway if they chrono your guns, which they should in an official field. The other thing you can do is, this is a CO2 gun, and if you've seen any of our videos on CO2, you realize that CO2 has a lot to do with why this gun shoots so high. You can actually buy a kit which allows you to take out the CO2 canister holder in this magazine and replace it with a green gas holder. Now then you can use green gas or propane. You can also watch our videos on that, and that's going to take down the FPS by a significant margin, which is probably going to allow you to use this gun in a much larger number of fields and games, and it's going to be a lot safer, frankly. So out of the box, we'd really only recommend this for either playing at long distances, like sniper distances in some cases, or for target shooting. Most of the airsoft guns that sit in the box only for target shooting. This seriously can hurt you. It hits you in the teeth. It can knock one of your teeth out. So you need to be careful. And if you'd like to get the modifications for it or something like that, that's great, because we really like this gun externally and also performs very well. It's accurate, it's dependable, and it shoots like a dream. So let's take a look at how it performs. Here I've got a full magazine and a fresh cartridge of CO2. Let's just do a little basic firing test. All right, this is the semi-auto. You're also going to notice it's extremely loud. It's a very noisy gun. We're indoors right now, but it's still very loud outside. So now we're going to take it down to full automatic, and you'll really see what it's capable of. That's a lot of firepower. That magazine's gone. So this thing is seriously capable of dealing damage on an airsoft battlefield. Thanks for watching this review. Overall, we really like this gun. We're just a little concerned about how fast it shoots. So if you really want it, we would strongly recommend you look into some of the kits that are going to allow you to take down the FPS a bit. Otherwise, it's a fantastic pistol. We got ours for $200 even at shortyusa.com. And if you like it, we really do recommend it for lots of airsoft players. Thanks for watching.